It is the 11th of December and I am working from home today. So I thought I'd bring you into a different room of the house. This is our front lounge room where the lighting is much better in the mornings than it is next to the main Christmas tree. So I thought I'd check in with you first thing before I start work, as it's going to be a pretty workish day. Not really traveling outside of the house, not doing anything super exciting. So I thought I would start the day with opening my Advent with you. So we have day 11 of the Louis and Lola Advent. And let's see what today's colorway looks like. Yesterday was a really deep navy, so let's see what today has in store for us. Oh wow, oh that is beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors of this year. I am loving the mustards. Isn't that great? I'm really happy with that. Oh, so it's moving completely in a different direction now. So that is really fun, very interesting. So because it's a work day and not much really is happening, I thought I'd wear my Advent cardigan from last year to show you. I did wear this briefly while we were in Melbourne last week or over the weekend, but I didn't really talk about it. So I'm wearing it this morning. It's a little bit chilly here this morning. I think it said it felt like 7 degrees Celsius when I woke up, which for the middle of summer is pretty cool. Start of summer, I guess. And yeah, so this is what I used last year's Louis and Lola Advent to knit up. It is the Radvent cardigan by Amber O'Brien, and it starts off at the cuffs and sort of knits on the bias, and then you start the other cuff and knit on the bias, and you join it up in the middle and then knit hem and then the button band. And it was such a fun project. I'll see if I can pop some b-roll of the actual cardigan in here for you, because it's hard to see while I'm sitting down here. It is such a fun pattern, and I highly recommend it if you have an Advent that you're not quite sure what to do with. Had I not knit this last year, I would probably consider knitting one this year with this year's Advent, because the colours are so nice as well. But I love the way that the Louis and Lola Advent last year played. So we started with day 1 there and worked through to, I think, day 13 in the middle, maybe 12, I can't remember. And then I actually started the second one with the day 1 colour as well, because it actually flowed really well into the next day's colours. So yeah, I can't remember, maybe that was the day 24. I can't remember now. I think I've got all the details on my project page. I will link that for you below. But I love this cardigan. I wear it all the time and I highly recommend it. It is such a fun knit. So I'm going to go have some breakfast and get a start on the work day. Work day starts in about half an hour, so let's get this day rolling.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when
I've still got about half an hour before I need to start work, and I thought I'd pull out my Cozy Knitter Advent socks from previous years, but I realised my socks were a mess, so I've just spent some time tidying up my sock collection, putting it all away. It had all still been sort of in my cupboard from winter, and when they're in rotation they tend to sort of stack up on my shelf, but when I want to put them away for summer, I put them in these boxes so that they're nice and safe from any critters, and they're also really organised so I know exactly where my socks are. So let me show you the collection itself briefly, and hopefully this afternoon I'll get a chance to tell you about my Cozy Knitter Advent socks if I can find the final pair. I'm still missing one. I've just realised the morning lighting is quite distorting, so maybe this angle here will work. But essentially, these are the socks that I've knit for myself over the last few years. I do not have my son's or my husband's or the ones I've gifted in this box, obviously, but these are the ones that I have for me. And in these, across these 2 boxes, there are, I think, 51 pairs in total, which sounds excessive when I counted them, but they all serve a purpose. So over here in this box on the right hand side, I've got my collection of the majority of the fingering weight Desert Vista Dye Works socks that I knit over the 2 years that I did that knit along. So that goes up to here, and absolutely love Desert Vista Dye Works yarn. Love the stripes, love the variety of colors you can get, and really enjoyed participating in that knit along for a couple of years. Then at the back here from there, we have just some random socks. Actually, there is one pair I wanted to show you, my very first pair of socks. This was the very first pair of socks I ever knit. And this is what started the obsession with sock knitting. And I used a free pattern. I will link it down below. I can't remember exactly what it was called. But yeah, once I turned that heel, I was mesmerized by the idea of knitting socks, and I just could not stop after that. So these are my first pair of socks. I knit them in an acrylic nylon blend because I wasn't convinced at the time that I would enjoy sock knitting. So I thought I'd start off with something cheap and cheerful just to try the technique out. And I don't wear these. I don't think I've ever worn them, to be honest. Maybe I did once or twice before I knit others, but I love them, and I'm really happy with how they turned out, considering they were my first pair. Pretty sure I learnt magic loop on this pair, so you can see where my magic loop join was on one of those. The other one's not so bad. Obviously the technique got better. This must have been the first sock. So that was really cool too. Really nice to learn that technique. And try out sock knitting without the pressure of feeling like if I failed or if I didn't enjoy it, it would be a waste of really nice yarn. Though I am really happy with that colorway, even though, like I said, I don't really wear them. And then in this box here, we have a selection of things. So these 6 here are all my DK weight Desert Vista Dye Works socks that I've knit up. Then I have a couple of worsted weight ones here. Actually, I think that's a DK as well. And then here I have patterned socks. I don't knit very many patterned ones, but there is a selection here. I might go into the patterned socks another time because there are quite a few patterns there. If you're interested, let me know. And I also have some shorties here. So they're the 3 shorties. Actually, there's some socks missing. Yeah, so wherever my extra cozy knitter socks have gone, I noticed that I've just missed another pair of shorties that I would expect to be here, which aren't here at the moment. So these were a free pattern by Julianne Knitter, or Twin Stitches Designs, I think is her actual handle, or designer name. They were released in 2020. I think they were, I can't remember the name of them now either, but they were a lovely pattern. So these ones here are the skimmer socks, and I got the idea to knit these from Tash of the Mostly Knitting podcast. She knits these all the time, and they are actually a super good fit. I love the way that they come up a little bit higher on the back of the heel there. They're a toe-up construction, which is a little bit unusual for me. I'm generally a cuff-down knitter, sock knitter, so that was fun to try. And I can see myself knitting quite a few more of these because they are really lovely to wear. And then these are the Journey socks, and I can't remember the pattern designer names, which is terrible, but I'll try to link the project pages or the patterns below for your information. And so I'll leave that there for now. I do need to go get sorted for work, maybe have some breakfast before I start, and I'll check in with you later.
There's always a way, and oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday.
The girls are a year old now, and they've started laying fairy eggs again, which they haven't done since they were very tiny, or since they were much younger. So that's interesting. They're being very loud this morning. Normal egg versus a fairy egg.
about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate.
Oh, hi! You ran away from me. Hi, come on then. My little escape artists. They love visiting the next door neighbours. But I have the flock all together again. And now, once they're locked away, I need to go back to work. Good girls. Good girls. Here you go. Good job, girls. Good job.
The workday is over and I have just arrived at my physiotherapy appointment, and I have my socks in hand because I feel like there might be a little bit of a wait, or at least maybe I hope there will be a little bit of a wait because I have not done any knitting yet today, and I'm super excited to get a stripe done on my first sock. I'm back in the car, appointment's over, and I only got one row knit while I waited, so the waiting time was almost non-existent. But I thought I'd check in with you now because I probably won't get a chance to talk to you again today. I need to go to the store and pick up something for dinner tonight, and then it'll be the evening madness again. So I plan to knit on my socks tonight and then hopefully have time to pick up my love note. I'm loving working on that project after I finish my Advent knitting, so we'll see how we go. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing today. Hopefully you didn't have chickens run away from you. I feel like that's quite a unique situation.